Good morning. 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 So, we're going to give you all a chance to come on in, tag your friends. We will not be on here long this morning. I just have a quick message for y'all. That's it. A quick message. And I'm going to do it seated because I don't know how to adjust my camera and my husband ain't available. Okay. So, we're going to do this seated today because I don't know how to adjust the camera. Let me make sure we're all good. If you can see me and hear me okay, drop a yes. If you can see me and hear me okay, drop a yes. All right, drop a yes. You can see me, you can hear me. Hello, hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hopefully you all are having an amazing Saturday morning. Hopefully you're having an amazing, amazing, amazing Saturday morning. For those of you joining via Facebook or anywhere else, drop a yes if you can see me and hear me okay. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ashley Kirkwood, and Sergio, delete the first stuff because we're going to put this on the podcast too. My name is Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. I am here this morning because I have a message for us. I have a message for us entrepreneurs, us business owners, us folks who are doing everything we can to make it happen. I started off my morning listening to a really good book. And I will be sure to give you the name of it after this. Just DM me and I'll give you the name. I'll send you a picture of the screenshot. But it was by Corinthus Austin and it was really good. It's about patience and process. So I'm feeling good this morning and I'm going to go spend some time with my family after this. But I did want to give you this message. So my name's Ashley Kirkwood, owner of two companies, Mobile General Counsel, which is a law firm for really creative entrepreneurs who know they're building big brands that they want to last the test of times. And two, I am the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash. I'm a podcast host. It's a Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. And I'm the producer of the Speak Your Way to Cash event and the book, which releases November 15th everywhere, also called Speak Your Way to Cash, because I keep it simple, okay? And I wanted to read from page 12 of the book, which is now available for pre-order. And then I wanted to explain to you all, which I think will be really impactful, what I found about the struggle to implement. Because who's ever had that? If you've ever struggled to implement good information, but you felt so good getting the information, just drop a yes, okay? And if I were typing two, I'd be dropping a yes as well. Good morning, good morning. So if you've ever struggled to implement, just drop a yes. Drop a yes in the comments because look, I've been there. And I want to share with you all what I've learned about myself and from coaching hundreds of people over the past several years. Yes. Okay. We got some honest people because I'm going to be honest today. Can we just be honest? It's Saturday. It's the weekend. We can play a little bit. Now, page 12 says, I probably have to read right before it. Okay. I'm going to read right before it. All right. Y'all ready for this? This behind the scenes, this sneak peek read. Okay. And this is from the book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market Instead of Working Your Way Up from the Bottom. So I'm going to read you all this excerpt. Y'all are going to go pre-order the book, sell it out. And then we are going to talk about what I've learned about implementation. Okay. If you picked up this book, and I'm still proud of you for picking up this book, by the way, you probably have experienced doubt or low self-esteem at one point in your life. You thought you weren't worthy. You likely started believing the lies someone else told you about you. The truth is this. Before we can dig into strategies I teach on how to make money speaking, we have to deal with your mindset. Why? Well, it's simple. Your actions result from your beliefs. What does this have to do with speaking? Let me make it plain. I could give you all the scripts, templates, and strategies in the world, but if you don't believe it will work for you, you won't pitch a single client, you won't submit a single proposal, you won't do 1 minute of market research. Your beliefs can for sure tank your bank account. But it's more than that. If you can't see yourself accurately, the energy you will use to promote, pitch, and discuss your world-changing frameworks with clients will be off. You will play small. You will give everyone else's voice more weight than your voice. You will bring that, oh, thank you so much for doing business with me, energy to every pitch meeting. Let me read that again because I actually read it wrong. You will bring that, thank you so much for doing me a favor, energy to every pitch meeting. And that's not going to work. All right. Now listen, that's in the book. You got to get the book to read the rest, okay? Because we get it in the book. All right. But I'm going to give you guys swipe files, templates, like the exact words to say. I'm literally looking at the workbook for Speak Your Way to Cash Live. It has so many, we have like sales scripts, swipe files, templates, how to deliver an impeccable speech, outlines, an example story, and what you should say at each section. Everything is in this thing. Everything is in here, okay? But like I said in the book, if you can't see yourself right, you will not implement. So let's get very specific about why people don't implement. Now, some of you have heard me talk about this before, but some of you haven't. And now we have an illustration. By the way, there's only 6 days left to get your tickets to Speak Your Way to Cash Live. I would recommend you run and do that, because after the 6 days, all the bonuses expire. So the beautiful box that we're sending out with all these swipe files and templates, the wonderful journal that I literally had shipped from overseas to get it produced the right way. It has a ribbon, it's hardcover, it's incredible. Like, y'all, I'm not playing with y'all this year at this event at all. But anyways, even if I give you everything, I ship you a beautiful box. You're already coming to the event. Shout out to those of you who already got your tickets. Shout out to y'all. I see y'all on here. 8-8, we gonna have fun. But look, even if I gave you everything, there is still a humongous possibility that you won't do anything with it if you don't see yourself appropriately. So let's talk about why you can get all the best information, have all the best coaches, have all the best upbringing, get all the best wisdom, know Jesus, the Lord himself. Like, you could do all the things spiritually, professionally, and personally, and still not implement. You can have all the information in the world and still not implement. Why is that? Okay. 3 phases of belief. I came up with this after analyzing my own inaction and analyzing people that I've worked with and just trying to figure out how to put into words what will make us move and what keeps us back. So number 1, before we even get into this, you have to see yourself properly, period. I don't know who you are, but there is someone watching this right now that minimizes their experiences, that minimizes what they've overcome in life, that minimizes the impact they have on the world, that minimizes their voice, that minimizes everything they do. And so when I ask you, okay, what's your expertise or what's your experience? You're like, well, I worked in a hospital. Well, what'd you do at the hospital? Just administration. Okay. And what did that entail? Well, we had about, 300 nurses and a couple hundred doctors, and I managed all their schedules and I did this. I'm like, oh, okay, so you saved lives. I didn't save lives. I was just an administrator. Whoa. If you're the person who helps the people that save the lives get to where they need to go, you saved lives. The issue that we often find is that because of societal standards, sometimes religious institutions, sometimes parents, sometimes, the TV that we watch, sometimes because of so many things, we minimize ourselves before the world can. So because we're scared of people saying you're not good enough, you're not great enough, our defense mechanism becomes, let me go ahead and minimize myself. Let me go ahead and talk bad about myself. Let me go ahead and say nothing in the corner because I'm so scared of other people realizing that I'm not as great as I think I am. So I'm just going to say that I'm not that great anyways. If you don't see yourself right, then you can't see your experience right. If you can't see your experience right, you can't identify your expertise. If you can't identify your expertise, you can't make no money. Why? Because people hire solutionists. They do not pay for problems. Let me say it again. People hire solutionists. They do not pay for problems. When people come to me with a legal issue, my entire job is to help them make that issue go away. And if I cannot do that, I will be out of business. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes I can't. But if I can't get it done, it's not going to be because I didn't give it everything I've got. No one comes to me and says, hey, Ashley, I would like for you to teach me how to be broke. I would like you to teach me how to lose my business because none of my legal is right. No, people come to me. They pay me so I can solve their problems. Here's why you may not be getting the clients that you want. Because when people see you, they see more problems than they see solutions. Why? Because you project problems instead of projecting solutions. Before we gonna get into the 3 phases of belief. But I need every single last one of you to start projecting solutions. Yes, the world is in disarray. Yes, there's problems on every side. Yes, you may be struggling, but there is someone right now waiting on you to project a solution so they can pay you to solve their problems. If you don't have the bank account you want, check how many problems you solved this week. Check how many fires you put out this week, not in your own life, but in your clients'. Check the information you gave out this week. Was the information you gave out this week a fire hose? Was it a tool people could use to extinguish problems? Or were you just putting out how bad everything is around you? The more problems the world has, the more solutions an entrepreneur has. It is what it is. So, step 1, you got to see yourself right. I don't care if you worked at Panera Bread. I met someone who's now making tons of money working at Google, and their background was as a clerk at Panera Bread. And when they were in their interview with Google, what she conveyed was how she framed her experience working at Panera Bread that led the folks at Google to offer her a very, very, very high raise from Panera Bread to Google. And I don't mean Panera corporate, okay? She was at the cashier, all right? But what she did was she framed what she did in a way that showed them how she knew how to do customer service. She knew how to solve problems. She knew how to work in a fast-paced environment. She was resilient. And there are some of you right now who have all the experience in the world who wouldn't even have to make the leap from cashier to executive at Google, but you won't present it correctly. But that's another story. All right, so 1, you got to see yourself properly. That's number 1. You have to see yourself properly. That's number 1. Now let's get into these 3 phases of belief. When I talk to speakers and I say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to start at the top of the market instead of working your way up from the bottom, what I mean by that is this. I don't work with people who aren't great at something, who aren't good at something. Sometimes I work with people who don't see the greatness within them, and I help them to frame it. But every single person that's attracted to me is great at something. And I know that because what I talk about, hard work, resilience, being a solutionist, putting in effort, literally repels the lazy, okay? So if you're attracted, you're great at something. I can help you pull out maybe what that is and how to package that, but you are great at something. And so when I say starting at the top, I don't mean just learning your expertise. I mean standing on top of all the experience that you have to go ahead and reach those 5 and 6 figure plus corporate speaking contracts. Now, what happens and what people hear is like, she want me to do what? To sell for how much? To who? I don't have enough experience for that. But you do. You may not have the language to sell it, but you do have the experience. I can give you the language, but without you going through these 3 phases of belief, you won't do anything with the information. Okay. So what are the 3 phases of belief? What are the 3 phases of belief? The first phase is here. And I believe most of you watching this are already here. So the first phase is here. You have to believe that anyone can do it. Whatever it is you want to do in life, this applies to whatever you want to do in life. You have to believe that someone somewhere has done it or can do it. In general terms, I don't mean the exact idea. I mean, if you want to start a family and have a marriage where it's successful, you have to believe that there is someone somewhere who has done that, who has conquered that, who has mastered that. So you have to believe that anyone anywhere has done this, and it applies for business. So I teach how to land 5 and 6 figure corporate speaking contracts to entrepreneurs like you all, or corporate heroes, people who work in corporate who have an expertise. If you're a speaker, but you're a struggling speaker, you've only gotten less than 5K your entire speaking career, and you want to level that up, that's what we do at Speak Your Way to Cash. That's what we're doing at Speak Your Way to Cash Live in November. But before you would even come to the event, you would have to believe that someone somewhere is landing these engagements. I've landed them. I have clients who've landed them. But let's say you don't know me, you don't believe that. You know that, like, if Oprah goes and speaks somewhere, she's getting a check. It's probably not three grand. It's probably not 10 grand. Oprah's getting paid. So you have to believe that anyone anywhere is doing it. That's the first step. Anyone, someone somewhere is doing it. Now, the second step is this. Now, once you believe that anyone anywhere is doing it, then you'll do what you're doing now. You're engaging in a learning activity. Then you go to the second step, information. So now in this second step, you are investing time and money into learning the craft because you know someone somewhere is doing it. And if someone somewhere is doing it, you want more information to determine whether you can do it too. You may not yet believe that you can do it too. But if you want to move through this belief cycle, this belief triangle, the second step is spending time and money in learning about the opportunity. Time and money learning about the opportunity. Now, the time piece, this is where people miss it. Some people are like, well, Ashley, I don't have a lot of money. I can't afford the event, or I can't afford this, or I can't afford that, blah, 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 blah. If you don't have money, you have to have time. If you don't have money, you have to make time. If you have money, you can buy time. Okay? Listen to this. How do you buy time? Through talent. You hire talented people to shorten your learning curve, thus saving you time. But if you don't have time, if you don't have money, rather, and you can't buy time by way of talent, right? Then what you have to do is spend the time. You have to make the time. There's no other way around it. There's just not, right? You're going to be up late. You're going to be up early, whatever it takes. You are going to have to invest either time or money into getting the information you need to achieving your goals. That's just what it is. Me, at this phase in my life, in my business, the way my stuff is set up, I have to buy time. So I have to hire talent. Okay? And it's an investment, like a serious investment. We hired, and now we're hiring personal staff, people to help us with our personal lives. Like, you know, our daughter has a full-time nanny. We hire a housekeeper to come in every couple of weeks. We outsource our laundry. These are the things we outsource so that we can have more time. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? You have to be willing to spend money on things so that you can have more time. And it's not more time to just work. It's more time to think, more time to dream, more time to be. People ask us, you know, if you all have not seen it already, go to speakyourreadycash.com/event and look at our commercial. My husband and I just released another commercial this week, so you can check out my social media for that one. We produced 2 commercials in preparation for this event and this book, and they're really funny. And people are like, man, how do y'all come up with this stuff? Vacation. We go on vacation and we just dream about what we want to do and how we want to do it and what will be cool and what will be fun. And then we go on vacation to record it. We recorded our second commercial in Nashville. Our first commercial was in New York. So, but if we didn't have enough time to go and dream and vacate, it becomes hard to be innovative and creative and think about these things. Some of you think you're not creative. You are. You just don't have enough time, rest, and peace to dream and create. Okay? So if you have the money, don't be stingy with the money. You use the money to buy time by way of talent. That's the cheat code. Okay? That's the cheat code. So you're here, you're gathering information and you're learning whether or not this can be for you. Now, here's the leap. After you get this information, you can gather all this information. And here's the thing about information. You're going to feel good getting information. You're going to feel hyped getting information. You're going to feel excited getting information. You're going to be like, ooh, Ashley, this is great. Y'all are going to be at that event taking notes like, yes, this is so good. Ooh, yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to get home. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to do this. Let me tell you something. Getting the information feels good. But do you want to know how I can tell whether you believe something is possible for you? Here's how you can tell. You're like, all right, we're at phase 1. I'm here. I'm on this live. I'm probably in phase 2, but I'm not quite at phase 3. Phase 3 is you believing that it is possible for you. You believing that it is possible for you. This is the big leap. This is the thing that kings are made of. You believe that it is possible for you. How can I tell if you believe that something is possible for you? You implement. you implement, you take action, because what I believe, I act upon. It has nothing to do with what you say. What you say is cool. What you say may get you to phase 2, but what you say won't get you to phase 3. What you believe will get you to phase 3. What you do will prove that you're in phase 3. And I'll prove it to you. I'm sitting in a chair right now. I do this all over the country when I'm speaking about the currency of confidence to corporations and colleges. I'm sitting in a chair right now. Why? Because I believe that this chair will hold me up. Now, if I didn't think the chair would hold me up, I would sit in it differently. I'd be like, okay, y'all, let me check my chair. Make sure my chair holding me up. Oh, I made this change chairs. Hey, babe, can you bring me another chair? I'd be doing all this. I'd be fidgeting. I'd be like, oh, I don't know if the chair's gonna hold me up. Oh God, hope it doesn't. Hope these people don't know the chair gonna hold me up. I'd be sitting on the edge of my seat. I'd be rocking back and forth. But because I believe the chair will hold me up, I'm sitting comfy. I'm consistent in my seat. I'm stable in my seat. I'm sturdy in my seat. Some people, every time they hear a new strategy, every time they hear a new coach, every time they see something else flashy, they have to hop on it. Every time they have an idea, they need 7,000 people to affirm the idea. Why? Well, because they're not stable in their beliefs. When you're stable in your beliefs, you can get wise counsel from a couple of people. And even if they say something that you don't agree with, you know the vision and you can move forward. Stable people, if you're stable in what you believe, there's nothing wrong with hearing or getting the guidance and the opinions of others. But at the end of the day, you are resolved in the decisions that you have to make for yourself. And you're going to take consistent action over time. Why? Because it's what you believe. I brush my teeth every single day, but I don't wake up the next day and I'm like, are they... I didn't see no improvement from yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. And so sometimes when you look at, okay, I'm not taking action. I'm inconsistent. I can consume everyone else's content, but I can't create my own. I don't know how to sell. I'm not pitching every day. It's because you're not stable in your beliefs. So what do you need to do? You need to get information, and then you need to take action. The better the information that you have, the better the actions you can take. But here's the tricky part about it. Some of y'all are sitting on $1 million information right now. You've already worked with great coaches. You've already gotten the things. You've already listened to the Speak Your Ready Cash podcast. You've already pre-ordered the Speak Your Ready Cash book. You're already coming to Speak Your Ready Cash live. But here's what can happen. You do something one good time, maybe 2 good times. Dare I say it, 200 good times, maybe even 2,000 good times. And if it does not immediately produce a result, it don't work. Then there's other people who will take action for a little bit of time. But if it does not produce an immediate result, they stop. Why? Because they don't believe it and they don't want to, quote unquote, waste time. But the truth is, it's going to be consistent action over time. And what I did when I got in the business, I was like, okay, I got to make my first 6 figures. I got to, first off, I got to get my first paid client. Let's go all the way back. So for me, it was like, all right, I told my husband I wanted to leave my $300,000 job to start my own law firm and my own consulting company, my own law firm and my own speaking company. And I was like, hey, Amanda, I was like, I want to start this business, babe. I want to leave this $300,000 on the table and I want to start my own business. And my husband was like, okay. I love the shirt. Yeah, Brian Olds. This is Brian Olds' shirt from Black Speakers Network. My husband was like, okay, well, if you want to do that, cool. But you need to, 6 months of consistent action. What he told me was this: 6 months to profitability, a year to sustainability. If you can get to profitability, you can start making a profit in 6 months, and then you can get to a business model that is sustainable in a year, then I'm all in. And for that 6 months to a year, I'll hold everything down. Like, don't worry about it. We're good. We're good for the year. But let's agree on that being the plan. If after a year of consistent effort, consistent work, you can't figure it out, we'll need to decide something else. Now, I was down for that. I was like, all right, cool, big risk, big reward. And for 6 months, I worked so hard. And you know what I didn't do? This is what I did not do. I did not like think about what will happen if it doesn't work out for a long period of time. I think there are some of you that have a plan to be successful, but the thoughts of what will happen if it doesn't work out permeate your day to day. And so instead of thinking of ways to sell, to innovate, to strategize, you're thinking about your plan B, your plan C, your plan D, your plan E. And the truth is, unless you have a team of highly competent people, you don't have the mental capacity or bandwidth to be planning for B, C, D, E, and F when you haven't given everything to A. Like, we don't have unlimited capacity, which is why I guard my time like a watchdog. Like, you're not coming to me talking about no nonsense. You're not coming to me talking about negativity. You're not about to, like, when people are like, can I call you? Or let me call you right now, or call me right away, or blah, 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 blah. Unless it's a familial emergency, I cannot do that because I have limited capacity to dedicate to my goals and to my dreams and to my family and to myself. That means I have to be relentless about my focus. It may mean that some people are upset because I don't freely give away my time without knowing exactly what you need it for. But that's the way I've been able to run my life. Period. Focus. It's a gift. If you run a business on social media, but you're posting about everything else, like the news all the time and all this other stuff and issues going on in the world, look, I get it. It's a lot going on in the world, but focus is going to help you out. You know what else focus does? It focuses your audience, because right now the world is so distracted with so many things. If you can be a constant voice in your field, they're going to always come back to you because they're going to know exactly where you stand. But if they don't know where you stand because there's no focus, no direction, no consistency, then they cannot rely on you to be their solutionist. They just can't. Here's the thing. There is a lot of anxiety in the world right now. A lot of it. A lot of chaos. A lot of arguments. A lot of people who feel emboldened to say anything about anyone, whether they know them or not. So if you're going to be an online entrepreneur right now today, what it requires is focus. I've wanted to share so many posts about so many things that I personally believe in and all this other stuff. And I was like, nope, if it's not about the event, I'm not sharing it. Period. I'm focused. And guess what? That's going to make some people mad. That's going to make some people sad. That's going to make people feel like you're all about business. You don't care about this. You don't care about that. Let me tell you what I have control over. How I respond, my family, my business, my relationship with God. I don't have control over everything for everyone. And there is a period in my life that I am currently in where I need to produce. I need to create. I need to stabilize the foundations of my companies because I have employees and a family relying on me doing that. And so that means everything else that everyone else wants from me and they want me to opine upon. If my opinion isn't moving the needle on that particular topic, then my opinion may not be warranted. You have to be comfortable not speaking on every little thing if you have a goal. Your family member calling you and you know they ain't talking about nothing never, you may have to pause on that because you have a goal. And what I know about growing older is the energy I had in my 20s is not the same energy that I have now. The time that I have right now while Christelle is young and not in activities and not doing cheerleading, basketball, debate, speech, theater, flying off to France, saving the world, whatever she want to do, I want to be there for it. Right now, she's at home. I have a window of time where I'm not missing my daughter's activity. So yeah, I'm a focus. And I don't know where you're at in your life, but every distraction, every other thing that's trying to pull your attention from your heart's desire, from the voice that you want to put out into the world, you need to dead it. You need to dead it. If that means you can't listen to the news every day, if that means you can't share every clickbait article, if that means you can't do everything for everybody, you can't be in everybody's wedding, you can't get invited to everybody's party, so what? So what? Like, I don't know how you all view your purpose, but I can tell you how I view mine. And a word on purpose, I don't believe, for those of you who feel like you're struggling with your purpose, what am I supposed to do and what am I supposed to be? I don't believe you're supposed to find your purpose. I believe you're supposed to decide who you want to be in the earth and go after that thing. I believe you have choice in purpose, contrary to popular belief. I don't believe you're going to be on a road to Damascus and the skies open up and someone's going to drop down and say some things, that you're going to see angels and the winds is going to blow. That may not happen for you. That did not happen for me. What I did in my life was my parents gave me an excellent guidance about who they saw in me as a child. Once I got older, I decided to believe the best of what they said about me and the best of what God said about me. And I decided to follow my unique desires to do certain things in the earth that involve speaking, that involve law. I then decided what I was going to do was help other people make millions of dollars doing speaking and licensing deals. And I was going to be a part of some of those deals. I just made a decision. So I don't believe that, it's some miraculous thing that has to happen for you to have purpose. I believe you can decide who you are and then become that. So decide what you want to do in the earth. After you decide, then you need to have like a beeline to that thing. No more spending time freely with people. I know people like to network, but sometimes they just want to be a distraction. And guess what else? You have an internal clock that tells you, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in that environment. I don't want to feel like that. Go with that. I'm going to tell you, I've never regretted saying no to someone or something. I've only regretted saying yes. And because when I look back over my life, I've never regretted saying no. I personally defer to no. It helps clear my schedule. It helps keep me focused. It helps me to do what matters to me in life. So that's my thoughts on that. I mean, it's not deep. It just is what it is. The answer is probably going to be no, because I have things to do. And I don't know how you view your purpose, but I view mine like this. I view it like I believe that there are certain things that I'm uniquely positioned to do better than anyone else in the world. There are certain conversations that I'm uniquely designed to have, certain negotiations I'm uniquely designed to close, certain people I'm uniquely designed to teach, because I'm going to tell them things that doesn't force them to rely on me for life, but gives them a different framework by which to think. What I did today, 3 phases of belief, is I gave you all a framework to evaluate where you are in belief stages. Now, you could take this, never talk to me again, and hopefully your life is better for it. I'm not the type of consultant or coach that wants to become like a little god to people. And I know people that are like that. There are some people that believe, well, if I want all my coaching clients to just listen to me, and I want them to always have to come to me and always be me. One of the reasons I was slow to get into ministry when I was in ministry back in the day was because I didn't like how people made ministers and pastors their gods. One of the things that keeps me cautious about the coaching environment is that a lot of people love the fact that their students worship them and praise them and need them for every little thing. I'm a teach a man to fish type of chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to need me for life, because I want you to view yourself as powerful. And if you view yourself as powerful, powerful people can consume information, they can apply it to their lives, and they can start to rely on themselves. Why do you think, for my Christians and believers out there, that God gave us the Holy Spirit to reside on the inside of us, so that we wouldn't necessarily need to be reliant on any other man walking this earth, but on him alone? And so if you're spiritual, if you believe in God, if you're like, it's my religion that's keeping me, small and broke and weak, I would reevaluate which doctrine you're subscribing to. Because the way I read my Bible, the way my relationship with God is set up, is such that even if every man in the world fails me, even if every man in the world says, I'm nothing, I'm not smart, I'm not great, he gave me a gift where I know that that's not true. So yes, I believe in coaching. I believe in consulting. I believe in helping people get to where they need to be. I believe that I got the keys to some doors for people's lives that I can help to unlock. But what I don't believe is people need to rely on me for life. I think that's toxic. And anyone that's always like teaching you something so that you always have to come to them and they shame you for learning from other people, you got to be careful about that. You have to be very careful about that. I don't want to be anyone's God. I'm happy to be a resource. I don't want to be anyone's God. And so what I need you all to understand and to do, and the purpose of today is to show you that you have the power to implement. But if you're not implementing, check your belief. Are you at the information stage? Like the first phase of belief, anyone can do it. Anyone, anywhere can do it. And the truth of the matter is, no one person on this earth is better than you. People just make different decisions. So if you see me doing something you want to do, you need to find commonality with me. Well, Ashley's human, I'm human. We both bleed red blood. She's smart, I'm smart. She got a hat on, I wear hats sometimes. She wear glasses, I wear glasses. Whatever it is, if you see anyone doing what you want to do, you're going to have to find commonality with them instead of divorcing yourself from success, which is what I see a lot of people do, but that could be a whole nother topic. First phase of belief, I believe someone somewhere is doing it. Second phase of belief is I'm going to spend time and money getting the information, getting informed about that thing so that I can then apply it to my life. If you want to evaluate what you really believe, look at your actions. It is the only foolproof way to determine your beliefs. Your actions will not lie. They won't. Look at your actions over time. Over the last 30 days, do an audit of your actions. What have you done every single day without fail? Have you been on social media every single day without fail? Have you sent out a text message every day without fail? Okay, you've done that every day without fail for the last 30 days. Well, have you asked someone to do business with you over the last 30 days, every day without fail? Yes or no? Have you imparted information into yourself every day without fail? Yes. Have you taken some action to grow your business every day without fail? Yes or no? Because if it's no, then what do you believe? Because if you believe that what you do, what you have to offer the world can help somebody else, it is a selfless act to sell. It just is. I don't ever feel bad about selling. One, I sell to adults. I don't sell to kids. I sell to adults. That's number one. Number two, what I am doing, what I'm selling right now is Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Easy. I'm telling everyone and they mama and they auntie and they daddy too, that if you want to land large corporate contracts, then you need to be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Because I know it will change your life. The information, the way that we talk, the level of information, the high level conversations that are happening, the fact that, here's the real benefit, the fact that you can get in a room where everybody in that room invested at minimum $1,200 to be there, the network is going to be different. I've always paid to get into rooms where there was an investment because, not just because of the presenter, not just because of the information, but there's something different about being around people who invested to be there, where there was a barrier to entry. The conversation is different. The intensity level is different. The expectation is different. And if you don't have a business bestie, you don't have people who can push you to be great, you can't name 5 people who invest heavily in their business, then you need to get in the room and find them. Because it's about 65 or 67 of them that have already committed to being there, being ready to invest, and getting to the next level. So yeah. If you don't already have your ticket, go to speakyourwaytocash.com/event. If you need financing options or you want different options to pay, shoot me a DM and I can send those over. But I know that what we're doing on November 4th through the 6th is life-changing. It's radical. It's radical. It's going to be a melanated room where we're talking about going into corporations, many of which were founded at a time where we couldn't have worked there if we wanted to because of segregation and racism and the laws that prevented us from doing so. So really, it's revolutionary that we're teaching predominantly diverse persons and women to land large corporate contracts. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I sell it every single day. You can look at my Instagram every day. At 9 p.m., a new testimonial drops about something we did at the last event. This is our 6th event. And then let's deal with that. It's our 6th event. Let me tell you all something, honestly. The first Speak Your Way to Cash I did had 10 people there. And half of them I scholarshiped in, like they paid 50% of the full price. 10 people. Even with only 10 people showing up, we consistently did this event again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Raise the price almost every year. What if I would have stopped after the first event? What if I would have stopped after the first event? I think my first event, we made $3,000. Last year, we made really good money last year, in the six figures from one event last year. The same event that only grossed $3,000 the first year. And so what I will say is, like, you can't stop where you're at now. Consistency will always win. We have people buying tickets who are like, I've been following you for 2 years, listening to the podcast for 2 years. I'm on episode 114 and it was so good and blah, 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 blah. Like, you got to keep going. And it's not, and here's the other thing. You don't keep going just because you want to make the money. You don't keep going just because you want to, prove to other people that you're great. You keep going because you actually are great. You keep going because regardless of who shows up in the room, you're going to give it your all. The truth is, I would love for 5,000 people to be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. But if only 10 people would have bought a ticket, I was still going to show up and show out. That first Speak Your Way to Cash Live, we have a speaker who went to the very first one, who's now coming to the sixth one. I don't think she came to any of the ones in between. But let me tell you what she's done in that time. Landed her largest paid contract. She's spoken in various other states. She's landed a 5-figure contract. She's been featured in New York Times, BBC London, from the first event, from the one where only 10 people were there, from the one where cameras and all that wasn't there, from the one where I didn't have an Instagram following. From the first event, we were great. Not because of who was in the room, but because that's who I am. I'm great. I can't do it bad if I wanted to. And here's the other thing. It doesn't matter who's in the room. You don't know. Your voice carries so much further than what you do in the moment. Every single last one of you watching this has the propensity to take this message and give it to someone else. So I don't care if you got 5 followers on Instagram, if you got 10 people on your email list, you keep talking to them because your voice will carry. They'll carry it. 5 people in a room, each 5 of those people tells 10 people something. Well, now we got 55 people that know something, but only 5 people were in the room. So whatever room you're in, whatever space you're in now, keep being great. Don't look at the outcome. Do it because it's who you are. Do it because it's who you are. Because if you do it because it's who you are, if you do it because you want to be honorable, if you do it because being great is just in your DNA, you will get the results over time. This little flashy stuff y'all see, people making $1 million in a day, that didn't start there. And if it did, without resilience, it won't last. The beauty of the building is it will last. Okay? It will last. So no, you can't give up after a year. No, you can't give up because you told 500 people about something and they didn't buy. No, you can't not do the event because only 5 people are showing up. You have to do it because your voice will carry. And you don't do it for the outcome. You do it because it's who you are. Who you are is what you do. Period. You can't tell me nothing different. Who you are is what you do. You great, I'm going to see greatness. You mediocre, I'm going to see mediocre. You lazy, I'm going to see lazy. Who you are is what you do. And guess what else? Guess what else? Because I know some of you are like, well, there's a lot going on and I'm stressed out and maybe I just had a baby and I can't do this and I can't do that and I'm feeling overwhelmed. It's not what you do one period of your life. It's what you do over time. It's what you do over a long period of time that determines who you are. Having one good day doesn't make you great. The same way having one bad period in your life doesn't make you bad. It's what you do over time. And if you're in a position mentally and physically where you have the capacity to put in the effort, put it in. Because there may be a time where you don't have the capacity to put in effort. But guess what happens? People will be able to pull from the moments when you did, and that'll carry you into the moments when you don't. Our issue isn't that we come in bad periods and now we can't act. Our issue is that when we have the energy, when we have the capacity, we don't give it 100%. You could even give it 85%. Every day is not going to be 100. But you give 85% consistently, you're going to see results from that. So I wanted to tell you guys that. I wanted to leave you with that. And I wanted to reassure you that maybe you didn't reach all your goals this year. Maybe you had a number in your head for the amount of people you were going to impact, the amount of people you were going to reach, the amount of money you were going to make, and you didn't reach it. and you're feeling bad and you're feeling like, oh, is it even worth it? Should I even do it? Should I even keep going? But you have to keep going, not because of the outcome, but because of who you are. We've gotten away from that. I talked to an old school entrepreneur. He's been doing it like 30, 40 years. And he was like, we used to do things for honor. In my generation, we used to do things for honor. We did it because it was who we are. Having good character was who we are. Having relationships with people that spanned over time, it was who we are. And somehow we've gotten away from that. But what was so profound about it was like, regardless of outcome, I operate in integrity and with high quality of character because I honor my craft. I honor what I do. It matters how you get there, people. You know what I mean? It matters how you get there. And so don't worry about the numbers all the time and the outcome and what happens. If you do things with honor, integrity, and respect, and you do things well, then you're not embarrassed in 10 years when it's still out there. So keep going. Keep going. If this was good, you thought this was great, this last 45 minutes was great, imagine being coached by me for 3 days at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. It's going to change your life. I'm going to just go on record and say that. It's going to change your life. You're going to learn new things. You're going to be in a room with other people who've invested to be there. And that within itself is radical. So I want to invite you to attend Speak Your Way to Cash Live, a 3-day event for speakers, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, creatives, folks who want to land corporate contracts by utilizing their voice and their gifts. And to be clear, this isn't just keynotes, workshops, consulting. There are a variety of packages you can put together for the corporate audience. And we're going to talk about sales on a high level because it is the lifeblood of your business. All right. If that sounds interesting to you at all and you want to get to this second phase of belief where you're investing time and money into your future, go to speakyourwaytocash.com/event. Go to speakyourwaytocash.com/event. Speakyourwaytocash.com/event. Any questions, hit me up in the DMs. If this was good, share it. If it was good, share it with someone. Please, please, please do. I would absolutely love to see you at the event. But like I said, messages carry. So this is a positive message for this Saturday morning. And I feel like somebody needs that, and everyone goes through things, guys. Everyone goes through things. People fight battles you may never even see them fighting. But that ability to be consistent, that ability to put your voice out there, that ability to tell your story, hey, Sharice, that ability to be consistent like that really, really has the ability to transform your business, whether it does so now or in the future. All right. Absolutely. Talk to you guys soon.